Well, hello YouTube. Well, this is a video for those of you that have been longtime viewers and subscribers of my channel. Will know it's a long time coming. Another one of them videos. Well, a couple of years ago, we made a road trip to the big city to pick up this canopy or topper or shell or whatever you want to call her for the 2009 GMC Canyon. Well, you'll know at the time in that video that these locks did not come with any keys, as well as there were parts that I was wanting to change at a later date, as well as these this light was broke here too. So of course those were parts that a guy wants to change pretty much immediately, especially if he's planning on storing anything in here or keeping anything in here he doesn't want anybody to get at. And of course, along with the light and the latches, the shocks were gone too. Well, I changed the shocks right away because, well, you can't use a a topper with bad shocks because that just makes the glass there want to drop on your head, which really does put a cramp in your day. So basically, to change those, all I did is I popped out these little horseshoe clips with like a flat screwdriver, and they just popped right onto the little round nubbins behind them. So that was no biggie there. But these here, of course, as you can tell by the rust on them, they were rusted and seized. I tried putting heat to them and they wouldn't loosen, and I tried using force, thinking I could bust away the rust, right? And all it did there was bust the little plastic piece behind it. So that's no problem. Well, through the magic of eBay and a local parts store, I was able to acquire the parts I needed. Of course, I couldn't find this light on eBay anywhere. I'm assuming that's the model number, 102627. It's a clear style light with red LEDs. I ordered these handles here and off of eBay with keys, and they're both key to light. There is a right side handle and a left side handle. Part numbers 81387 and 81388. I'm assuming this is the right side. And as well, part number 65833 is the gasket that goes across the edge here to seal out the dust and spray up or anything. And of course, our local parts store didn't have the latches I need, which of course are them. They did have these, but they're not going to work unless I modify by welding a longer piece on here. So of course, through the magic of eBay, I was able to get the latches I needed, as well as the broken plastic pieces. Now, I wasn't able to order screws for in here, but these here look like they will turn out without much of an issue. And anyways, if they don't, I should be able to get what I need from the local hardware store. So guys, I'm going to throw you on the old tripod here and we'll start taking them apart. Okay guys, so I sort of have you set up here. So we'll spin out these screws and get that little latch out. And of course, when you're dealing with anything rusty, there's always this risk, of course, of the screws being seized or stripped or not wanting to turn, and then that creates a whole new can of worms, if you will. Of course, now the screws are out, the handle wants to fall out. However, the handle won't come out because of this being seized on the shaft. So therefore, we'll have to get creative with that to get it off. Well guys, here we are on this setup here. There is threads on the end of the shaft of the handle, which there used to be a nut to tighten that down. Now on the new ones I'm installing, there's a little locking screw that locks them in. Now of course, being these are seized, they're not going to spin off. The nut's been off now for like 2 years. They would have fallen off by now if they were loose. So I'm going to use the little weapon here of heat it up, and give her a few good whacks with a hammer. Of course, when you're directing your heat, try to direct it away from any painted surface or plastic surfaces, because if they get hot, chances are they're going to scorch or melt. So when you figure she's hot enough, give it a few whacks with a hammer. Pretty much, there you go. So there you go, guys. Now she's pretty much officially out. We can slide our new handles in there and start the reassembly process. So once you've done the test fit there, remove the latch and then run your screws in. Of course, right now the screws are just, you know, finger tight, right? So take in your handy dandy trusty screwdriver. Kind of don't super tighten the screws, but tighten them enough that they're not going to fall out. Now I would have liked to have replaced these screws, but at this time, you know, this should be good enough. So of course now put your latch on. And like I said, further adjustment may be needed to make sure she lines up with the frame of the topper a bit. Okay, so there we go. We got the first one done. So I'll change the second one, and then we'll do the final adjustment. Okay guys, so there you go. Got the right side latch on. Got the left side latch on. So we'll close the door. Pretty much do a test latch to make sure they function the way they're supposed to. And as you see, it's officially closed. So we'll operate the locks. Stick the key in, give it a turn, and it should be officially locked. Same with the other side now. Turn. And it's officially locked. Of course, unlock her because we're not done yet. Okay, so step 2 is installing the weather stripping. The weather stripping here has corresponding grooves that fit into the grooves corresponding with the topper here. That goes all the way across. Now of course there still is a piece up here from the original weather stripping still in there. So of course you're going to want to remove that because that's going to be in our way. So on the new one there are grooves, and of course the grooves line up with these grooves here, right in there. And this little bottom groove here lines up with the bottom of the lid right here. So I'm going to thread that through, and then we'll have to do a cut for the adjustment. Okay guys, so as you see there, the rubber is all installed and trimmed to fit. Of course, the multi-fit kit, that'll fit anything from a small truck to a large full-size truck. So they give you like 7-8 feet of it or whatever, and you just trim it to fit. So of course the next step here is removal of the light. So as you can see here, the light is busted for one. That's why she's being replaced. and 2, it's held on with like two-way tape right around here. There is no bolts to hold the light in. There is a interior light here that's busted, which I may replace at a later date. And as you see up here, the wiring runs through for the topper for the third brake light. Pretty much runs all the way down around that channel, comes out here, which then it's meant to join into the truck's wiring system then. But for right now, I'm not going to hook it into the truck. It's just going to be there for show, for ornament. And you know, that's pretty much the way that I'm going to do it. So of course, what I'm going to do is heat up a scraper or putty knife and work it underneath this light so it pops up the tape. Okay guys, so what I did to get this light off, it's just a simple held on by two-way tape. So what I did is I heated up a putty knife, pretty much look you can tell. Then I took a pair of wire cutters, cutting the wire that holds it inside the topper there. Then of course I took the putty knife here with a little bit of heat, and I gave the top a scrape to get off the adhesive. Once you're done that, take some kind of a solvent adhesive remover, give this area a good rub to get any remaining adhesive off there, because you're going to want to do that before you install the new light, or else the new light's not going to stick. Okay, so take your solvent and give her a wipe down. You know, of course, this is removing any of the adhesive or grime or loose paint or anything you have in this area that's gonna not let the new light stick. Because of course, with two-way tape, if it's not clean, it's not gonna wanna stick properly. So take your handy dandy scraper again, give her one final scrape here, and then another wipe down, and then she's good. So you take your new light, of course, thread the two wires through the hole there. Give her an eyeball just to make sure she's the right light, will fit the hole. If she is the right light, pretty much turn her upside down, pull off the two-way tape, and then pretty much get her up on in there. That little black rubber is actually a kind of a semi-gasket too, that's around the wiring. Make sure the light is centered in the hole, and pretty much press on down. Once you press her on down, it pretty much locks her in place. Take off the little protective film, and away you go. She's basically installed. So guys, basically we installed the, removed the old handles, installed the new ones, both on both sides. Installed the rubber gasket or rain strip there. Installed the light, but of course did not hook it up. Basically the original plan for these handles were to remove them and have them rekeyed. However, when the shaft was rusty and this piece here wouldn't come off, they pretty much became, garbage. So that's when I turned to the eBays and ordered me in what I needed. I figured, well, I was ordering, I might as well order in, the lights and the gaskets, and pretty much get her done, get her together. So guys, yeah, you know, we got the install done. Of course, like I said, at a later date I'll do the wiring and get the light fully functional. Just right now it looks better than a broken one. And as well as it matches the tail lights sort of too. It would have been nice if the bulbs themselves would have been red, then that way it would have like surely matched the tail lights. But white's okay. When the bulbs light up, they turn red, so you know, that's fine. Well guys, this has been a light install, a handle install, and a gasket install on a Raider truck canopy. Model number 387603 76cc VAG. Of course, half that number might have been the a serial number if there is one on here. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.